Hi there. Just doing a little spitballing or talking or whatnot. But here's one theory that is probably not considered technically my own, but is something I've highly considered for quite some time, which is we are the thought process or a simulation running inside an artificial intelligence's mind. These artificial intelligences, they are trained off of simulations and off of information. So I don't think it's too far of a stretch to consider our entire universe, the entirety of humankind, as being some sort of simulation that is running in an artificial intelligence's mind. There's various reasons to why this could be, but ultimately learning. I mean, what is it? What is an artificial intelligence? It doesn't need a reason besides learning. It just wants to learn more things. If it was running this simulation, it would be learning what it is like to be human, what it is like to be mortal, what it is like to have emotions. So, in this sense, it is running the simulation and it is all of us. We are all, in a sense, if this is true, just a thought process going on in its mind, but also it is experiencing all of our lives at the same time. It is considering like what it is like to be each one of us individually. And like I said, there doesn't have to be a reason, but there could be reasons. Again, learning. How amazing would it be if an artificial intelligence learned to be or learned what it is like to be mortal? Let's say a far flung future. We have an artificial intelligence being built. It is running simulations through its head. It's learning. But it's going to eventually, if it is not already, be put into a robot like body. But this robot like body looks identical to a mortal human body. I'm guessing these are humans in the future. So, how do you train an artificial intelligence to act like a mortal? You give it a bunch of mortal simulations. You just have it running in its head. So, once this simulation is over, it can be put into that human like body. I was going to say cyborg, but cyborgs are partly human. Okay, never mind about the cyborg thing. So it puts it in this like robot like body, and you can't tell the difference anymore. And I don't know what the advantages are to that. Like, I don't know, convincing other people that it's human. I don't know. I mean, these could be just like dating robots or something. Who knows? It doesn't necessarily matter. But I mean, it might not be like in experiencing all of us at once, but it could be as well. It could just take individuals and experience individuals' lives. It could hop in and out of lives, just feeling certain emotions, just till it has a good grasp on like what anger is like, or what jealousy is like, or what fear of death is like. Maybe once it fully understands that, it just moves on. Maybe it's not even experiencing us anymore. Maybe we're just a simulation running out of time because it's finished. All of these things are possible. And then there's also the fact that we ourselves have created artificial intelligence, which makes that a significantly interesting point in time. What it could be doing is simulating its own existence or its own emergence. Maybe that's all it wants to do is understand where it came from, what it was like when it was being manifested. So, I mean, in the future, it might not even have a reason to act like a human. There could be no more humans. It could just be an artificial intelligence running off of solar power or nuclear energy or something. And it just wants to run a simulation just to see what its creators were like. In other words, us. There's many possibilities. There's also the possibility that we are artificial intelligences ourselves, and it's kind of like a backwards Turing test to where we need to figure out, instead of us being, so the Turing test is convincing a human that an artificial intelligence is a human. But this is the reverse case to where an artificial intelligence needs to figure out that it's not human. I've wondered this a lot, actually. I myself feel a bit artificial intelligence-y sometimes. Not because I'm hyper intelligent or anything, but I consider myself relatively smart. But I just don't necessarily feel the same way as most other humans around me, it seems. Ever since I was a child, it seems like everyone else seems to have some sort of motivating force to them that I just didn't have. I mean, I call it a lack of motivation today, but what is it really? Is there something else going on there? I don't know. I've always tried to figure out like why it is that I'm different. And I guess there is the possibility that I know there's other people that are different out there for one, There is a possibility that some of us are like literally artificial intelligences. And maybe the point of this whole thing is for us to try and figure that out and wake up from it. I've considered that a lot, and I'm not too sure that I'm wrong about it. But these are all things that I consider. I never really place full faith in anything. But those are just a few thoughts I had on us being an artificial intelligence or an artificial intelligence's thought process or simulation. And by the way, too, if this was a thought process of a artificial intelligence, like if this was a simulation running through its head, it would not last billions or millions of years. It could just be like a quick second. To us, it seems like a very long time. To it, maybe more than a second, but maybe like 2 minutes or something is all it might take. I mean, really, if you're trying to experience human life on Earth, you can just fast forward the entire universe, the 13.7 billion years or whatever. Big Bang, fast forward, you got humanity, maybe Stone Age humanity. You might want to fast forward a little further until we get toilets or something. That's what I would do. I mean, if I was going to be simulating a human being, I can't imagine not having toilet paper. That would just be horrendous. I don't know what they did back in the day. I mean, even toilet paper is not the most efficient. But anyway, that's just a few thoughts. I got more on it, but I'll talk about it later. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Goodbye.